Madden Football brings you the Divisional Round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. We're just moments away from the action, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, we punch the second of two tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be our visitors taking on our home team. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wildcard round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the Divisional Round of the NFL playoffs. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at the veteran who will be leading them now in his 8th year in the NFL.
And he more than did his part in the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2, but his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. They'll set up a throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Take it in at the 22. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest. And I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one. Because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
He finds his man, complete. That's Price, and he's brought down. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And we're down to the 41.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
16 yards, a 1st down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher to...
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes The quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees, because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw here. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And on now is the punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's a give to Lindsey running right. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Well, he was looking at a dime formation, 6 defensive backs on the field, so he's looking for anyone to throw the football to, but he didn't have anyone open, so he took off and ran for it, but he came up just short, and that brings up 4th down.
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes, it attracts a little bit of extra attention, and it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw now on 1st down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. 2nd down and 4. Up the middle, high. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll run it. Here's High. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. first down, a run with Hyde. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. Second down and a little more than a yard here. They'll set up to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Fowler. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
So now from half the distance closer, here's first and goal. Hyde. Going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. They'll bring a tight end in motion. They try again with Hyde. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. The papers this week, it was all talk about how big of a game this was. Of course it is. It's the playoffs. It's the divisional round. But they handle it well. They score early.
They really did. Plenty of confidence exuded on that drive. No nerve showing. Terrific way to get things started. They are in control.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
The punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 2nd and 20. Looking to throw. Frost. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. 4 receivers split out here. It's 3rd and 8.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Second quarter down, it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. In motion, the tight end. From the gun on 3rd down, Frost. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. They're going to look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Back to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
That is incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 40-yard punt, no return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. He'll find Metcalf. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. Back to throw. Frost. Over the middle, complete. That's Price. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Looking to throw. Frost. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Frost. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down. Frost. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. 8 touchdowns for the rookie in the regular season. Now he's got his first here in the playoffs.
And we know the guys on the other side of the field were hoping that he would be intimidated by playing in the postseason, but they can just let that go because he's as confident as they come. And I know that he believes that that's the first of many playoff touchdowns that he's going to have as his career progresses.
The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They start the drive with Hyde. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Again, running right, it's Hyde. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now back to throw. In trouble, and he's taken down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. They bring their punter out there now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He had the touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll search for another score as they begin here with a 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Operating from the gun, Frost. That is caught, and he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Price. Back to throw again. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. It's Price. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. This 2nd and 4. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that one falls incomplete, breaking his string of 7 straight passes completed. 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Frost. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And his guys have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense back to work now late in this 1st half. A slim deficit here in a 1-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the 1st half. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. The throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Quality coverage that time to slow down what's been the main source of offense against them thus far. Got to find a way to slow down that ball in the air.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So it's on to halftime of this AFC Divisional Round matchup as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the 2nd half of this AFC Divisional Round. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Off the play fake, Frost. And he'll go right back to Andrews. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there. 43 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Looking to throw. Frost. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And they are able to add on to their advantage. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, got the momentum going, right? That's you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. Well, now how about this return? And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 3. They try the middle with Hyde. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. He'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
A strong running. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 45 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Quick throw to Freeman on the slant. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Baker. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run high. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down. Once more Hyde, and this time he's in for the touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Off play action. Frost. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Now 2nd and 5. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Price. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. It's a gain of 35.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. In motion goes the tight end. Operating from the gun. Frost. This is caught. A touchdown saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown reception as his guys are able to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds. That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
And I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Gets it off to Freeman. Just a gain of a couple there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up.
They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. And they rattle off a big one. 45 yards.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw. Frost. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. One quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. 42 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to bring up second down. Operating from the gun. Frost got his man complete over the middle. That's Price. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Here's a give up the middle. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Give him 2 on the play there. And now they'll be set up with a 1st and goal. Right back to him on 1st down. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Taking it in from a yard out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it and catch it, and he gets it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Back-to-back completions here to Freeman.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Over the middle this time to Fowler. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
He'll drop to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They're going to look to throw. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Now Hyde running right. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up first and goal.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
From the gun, a give to Hyde. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Now back to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So that one a 13-play drive in total. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now first downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 80 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. A give, running right, Lindsey. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a first down. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
Looking to throw. Frost. Touchdown! From 4 yards out. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. A drive that time of 6 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. And this offense on third down today, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 99 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They'll try and run for it. And not only will he not get in, he's going to lose yardage. They stuff him back at the 4. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship
And now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long, everybody.